Another Tripp advice. Live stream here Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central, per usual. Happy to be here. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. We got the new background here. So things are different. Studio's differently set up. So if you can see me and hear me, say hello. And it's good to be here. All right, what are we talking about today? A little bit of a different topic. Something I've been thinking about a little bit. Something I'm sure you've been thinking about a little bit. The idea of women shaming men. And we're even going to take this a little bit further. Not just women shaming men, but society shaming men. Okay, so we're going to talk about that today. So if you're here in the chat, say hello. Looks like it's unlisted for some reason. We got to make this public. What a amateur hour move. Let me change this real quick. I don't know how that happened. So no one's here live, but you're probably watching this later. You're here. So sorry about that. I'm listed. Unbelievable. Public. Come on. Okay, now we're public, so people who are here can say hello. That's so weird. I don't know why it did that. Well, either way. All right. So now we're here live. People can be here, comment, say hello. Men getting shamed by society, being shamed by women. It happens. I've heard about it. I haven't personally been shamed before. That hasn't happened to me. Not that I can remember, but I hear about it. I hear women complain about men in some ways. I'm going to share some of those complaints with you today and what they're saying. So it's definitely happening. And I think it should be discussed. I just want to be very clear here. In the Tripp advice world or universe, this is not a place where we disrespect either gender, men or women. Okay, so just understand that this video and what we're about to talk about here is not a way to say, well, fuck women and they suck and they're all shaming us. No, that's not what's happening. I actually think one of the reasons why women shame men is because they've been hurt in the past by men. I don't think anyone who shames anyone hasn't been hurt by someone. I think this is a big reason why one of the reasons why maybe there's racism, sexism, things like that, is because people have had personal experiences with an ethnicity, with a gender, something bad has happened to them, and it's very easy to go ahead and blame a lot of other people. So I think that's actually one of the reasons why, if I had to answer that question, why women shame men. Hello, guys. Hello. What's going on, Sinbad, Tokardi, Jason? What's up, guys? Next time I do this live, it will not be unlisted. Again, not sure why that happened, but hello, everyone. Yes, that's right. We're talking about why do women shame men? Why does society shame men? And also, I want to be very clear here. I'm not coming from a standpoint of, oh, boo-hoo, women shame us. Society shames us. Oh, my God. I'm not here to complain. I'm not here to try to get sympathy. But I do know that it does happen. And it does happen in a myriad of ways. So we're going to go over that today, and that's what today is about. Okay? Cool. Yes. Hello, guys. Hello, Michael, Rowelton, Calisthenics. We got Becky in the house. Hopefully no one's mean to you this time, Becky. She said yes, and I was taught to shame men because if I didn't, then I was told I was not respecting myself. Very interesting. Becky, I think that you should call in, actually, because we are talking about why women shame men. So you must have experience with hearing about this. So we're going to do we're going to open up the lines later for people to call in and ask questions. So Becky, would love to hear from you. Cool. All right. Someone said, were you working on MTV, the Catfish program? People say I look like that guy. What's his name? I forgot. But no, that's not me. That's not me. Okay. So, before I go into this, since we have about 50 of you here, you should know that today is one of those days that I'm going to be opening up the opportunity for you to join the Irresistible Academy. Okay? Irresistible Academy is my academy where every month you get a new piece, well, I should say pieces of content regarding a different topic of becoming an irresistible man. We talk about conversation, we talk about attraction techniques, we talk about your style, we talk about your lifestyle, we talk about networking, business, all different areas of your life where I interview a lot of different experts. And you're going to get a lot of good information every month on how to become that irresistible guy. Every month, it is $47, and you get a new piece of content. Now, today, for the next 52 minutes, it's a $1 trial. That means it's $1 to join for the next 2 weeks. And if you don't like it, you can cancel. That's not a problem. Very easy to do so. But it's open for you. So I'm going to put a link here. In order to get access to it, if you want to join, it is trippadvice.com/stream special. So please join us. Hello, Abhishek, Hanok, Joseph. What's up, guys? Thank you. It's funny, I've had this shirt for such a long time. It just always seems to fit me well. So I can't get rid of it. It always looks like it's brand new. I don't know. If you've been around the Tripp Advice universe, you've seen me wear this quite a bit. So anyway, $1 trial. Go to trippadvice.com/stream special. I'm going to go ahead and put that link not only in the chat, but if you want to get a hold of it, I'm going to put the link in the description as well. So there you go. trippadvice.com/stream special. Go there right now. Also, I'm going to put the phone number in there as well, but we're not going to be doing calls for a bit. So let me just put the phone number in there. We'll talk about why do women shame men. We're going to go over that. We're going to get your thoughts on that. And also, if you end up joining us in the Irresistible Academy, let me know. Let us all know in the chat. We have a lot of you guys in there who have joined us from previous live streams where it's been available to you. I'm not doing this every single live stream, just once in a while. And today I decided to do it. So I think that you should definitely join us. All right, let me 598-3384. 598-3384. Cool. So if you go to the description right now, you're going to see the link to the stream special. So go check that out. All right. So we went over a little bit of why I think women shame men. You know, I think that they have gotten to the point where they have been hurt by men. Maybe it was hurt by their father. Maybe it was hurt from a breakup. Maybe they've been used by guys. So here's one way that they shame men. They say all men want is sex. What's up, Leeward? All men want is sex. That's one way that women have been known to shame men. Okay? Not all women, but it is a way they do that. And the reason why they do that, like I said, maybe they've had experiences where they've been used. Here's the interesting thing. There's a lot of guys out there who they believe that in order to get in a woman's pants and try to get sex, they have to manipulate them in a way and pretend that they like them. So a lot of guys will put on this false front of, oh, I really like you, and they'll wine and dine them, and this girl's thinking, oh, this guy likes me. But really, all he's looking for is sex. And he's too nervous to just be more casual about the situation, so he goes overboard into this, I'm going to almost trick her, and he doesn't even know he's doing it. That's the crazy part. He's like, I'm going to trick her, okay, into thinking I like her, then she'll give me the sex. It's like this weird false transaction. You know, let her know that I like her, like I might be interested in a relationship, then I'll get the sex, and then once he gets the sex, he leaves. Someone said, lie, we don't all want sex. Right, that's true. Of course, there are many guys who are looking for relationships. I'm just saying that there are women out there who have said this before. They've said all men want is sex. And the reason why, again, I'm saying this is because I believe that they've been burned, or they've heard from their friends that their friends have gotten used for sex. They've been tricked or manipulated in a way where all of a sudden they will have sex with a guy, and then boom, the guy leaves. I actually literally just heard a story about this recently from one of my friends. This girl said this guy put in so much effort to have sex with her, but she thought that he was interested. It was like 3-4 weeks, like constantly hanging out. He was doing all these crazy things. When I say crazy things, I mean whining and dining her, showing her lots of love and affection. And then they had sex, and literally the next day he said, I don't think I can do this. Like, what? Becky, you said, I thought that was true. You say shame, and I think, what? I was told that was true. I know that is false now. What do you mean by that? Sandra said, women shame men. No, they let the situation known so other people get to hear what they're dealing with. That's what it's about. You call it shame wall. They know also how to blame, and they blame. Not sure what you're saying. Not following. Me retaliating against women. This is just opening up a conversation topic about how women have been burned. And by the way, I'm also going to talk about society too, in a way that I believe that men and society also shame women, but we're not talking about that today. We're just talking about the men's side. Okay. So that's kind of what we're talking about here. So again, there's this situation where men feel that they need to trick women into sex, which, by the way, it's not true. Becky, you said, I was taught by the adults around me that men only want sex. That's a shame. Yeah, you were probably taught that by women who've been burned, for sure. And I don't blame you. I don't blame women for saying that. I mean, it almost appears that way. There are many men who, well, of course we want sex. We all want sex. All the human beings in the world. This is no crazy talk. We all want to have sex. The only thing is that that's not what it just is. There are many men who want relationships also. Here's what I think. Generally speaking, I believe that, and I'm just going to speak for men here, is that men would like to have sex with multiple women before they get into a relationship. Ideally. Again, generally speaking, there's some exceptions with people who maybe are more religious and things like that, but more about Westerners, to have the experience and sexual experiences that we desire. Again, just speaking for men here, and then eventually get into a relationship. I think that's like an ideal situation for a guy, you know? I think that's the ideal situation for a guy. All right, let's keep moving. Let's move along here. A lot of women, and I've heard them say this, is, you know, why can't a guy just and society says this too. This is a big conversation about the man up, the whole man up movement, right? Society, and we hear men should be more vulnerable. Okay, so this is very confusing for us. We hear man up, be a man, don't cry, toughen up. And then we also hear be vulnerable. And by the way, I don't know if I have the answers for you on this episode, because this is something that I'm still trying to kind of figure out. My learning will never stop. I don't have every single answer in terms of masculinity, femininity. This is things that I'm still learning and trying to figure out myself. And I'm here to have the discussion with you, share my opinions and thoughts, and bring up the discussion. But it is tough. It is tough. You know, you hear toughen up and you hear be vulnerable. You know, so you hear be masculine, be feminine. And you're like, I don't know what to do. What do I do? Do I talk about my feelings and cry? Do I hold my feelings in? What's the best move? Lieutenant, you said a sensitive man is considered a beta male. That's true. You know, there's a lot of talk about this. There's a lot of talk about, you know, we're humans. Men and women are both humans. Duh. We have emotions. Duh. We have, you know, human brains that have emotions. We're going to be feeling all the emotions. I don't care if you're an alpha male, beta male, whatever you want to call yourself. You're human. You're going to have an emotion. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel happy. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel every emotion under the sun. It just, and they talk about this a little bit in red pill culture, is they say, well, maybe just take those emotions and the vulnerabilities and talk about that stuff with your male friends, with your family, with a therapist, but don't show those emotions to a woman. And that's an interesting concept. And a lot of women will disagree with that. No, we want a man to be vulnerable. And it's tough because a man can be vulnerable and show emotions to his woman or a woman. But I believe that there is a balance. And I believe that there's a balance too on the other end with women and men. I believe that if a woman is super emotional all the time, it can drain a man. And if a man is emotional all the time, it can drain a woman. It's like, wow, this person, forget gender for a second, this person really doesn't have their shit together. They're just always like messed up. There's always something wrong. There's always something going on. Like, whoa, what's going on? And again, I don't really know if I have an answer here exactly. It's something I'm still trying to figure out. Love your thoughts if you want to say it in the chat. You know, I do believe that if you are in a relationship, man or woman, and all you do is complain and you're not solving your problems and it's just a lot of negativity, you're going to turn off your partner. Hands down. If you're just all negative all the time, there's nothing happy about you, you're just a miserable person to be around, and it's all about you, narcissism, that's highly unattractive. Especially if you just start dating someone. It's like, wow, this person's draining. Peace. We say we want men to be vulnerable like men say they want women to be independent. Then men do exactly what Tripp is saying, and men end up with aggressive men. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know what the solution is. I'm not sure yet. I don't believe in any of the extremes in terms of how this works. You know, like I don't think that you should never show one emotion to your partner. I mean, you're not a fucking robot. I'm talking to guys right now. But also, if you're just always being vulnerable and crying, it's just kind of like, ugh. Like, it's not really attractive. You know? Yikes. Let's be honest here. Okay? So yeah. It's an interesting conversation, isn't it? Another thing is women say, you know, and this is where I agree. This is one instance where I can say I really agree with women when they say, not man up, but they say, you know, like, why can't a guy just like take control? And what they're saying is, why can't a guy do the thing that I'm attracted to? It's not a laziness on her part. It's not a, okay, and some women, not all women, you know, and it's not I need to be wined and dined, do things for me. I'm a princess, do things for me. They're just saying, like, I want you to be more masculine because I'm attracted to the masculinity in you, just like you as a man are attracted to the femininity in her. So she wants you to be more dominant and take the lead. Something I talk about a lot in my Hooked program, in my book, in the Irresistible Academy. Shameless plug. Here comes the link. Or you can look in the description for the link. $1 trial now available to you if you want to learn the proper way to attract women and be irresistible. Is being honest best always? I believe there's a fine line there. You shouldn't lie, but do you always need to talk about everything that's on your mind always? Not necessarily. That's my thought on that. You know. Yeah, look at that. We should have more women in the chat. Becky says, I love being led by a masculine man. That's because that's what makes her attracted. So you got to be the one asking her out. So I work with clients all the time, and this is the biggest problem that I see is that the guys are not asking the women out. They're really floating around. They're trying to get all these signs that the woman likes them, and they're waiting too long, and it doesn't work out. You really got to take control with that situation. Okay, so you got to be the one that's asking her out, that's leading her to sex, all those things. And when women complain about that, it's because they're not meeting confident men. That's confidence. Confident man is basically you saying like, hey, I know what I want, and whether there's fear or not, I'm going to go for it. Like, it's okay to have fear. Fear is normal. It's a normal emotion to have. It's, will you let fear get in the way of what you want? Are you going to just ask her out anyways? Are you just going to go and approach her anyways? It's ridiculous to say that you can completely remove an emotion from your brain. That's not going to happen. It's how you deal with that emotion. How do you deal with fear? How do you deal with anxiety and pain? How do you deal with that stuff? Are you going to complain to your girlfriend all the time and not take control of your own life? Unattractive if that's what you're doing. Of course, you don't need to have a solution right away, but you should have at least some sort of control over your own life to solve the problems that you need to solve. And that way, that independence is very sexy in a man. Okay? I want to open up the lines now. If you want to call in, we can talk about this. We can answer your questions. The number is 310-598-3384. If you want to get the number, it's in the description. So wherever you're watching from, you can see it in the description. So you can call in. And we can have a chat about this, about any questions that you might have. So please, let's talk. 310-598-3384. I don't expect you to memorize that. Go into the chat, into the description to find that. Okay. So, please do that if you want to have a chat with me. Now, you have 34 minutes left because at the top of the hour, I'm going to kill the $1 trial that's available to you to join me and probably, I don't even know at this point, 600 men in the Irresistible Academy. Okay, we have an international call coming in. What's going on? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where are you calling from?
Hello. Hey, Tripp. This is, hello. Hey, yeah, this is Tim calling from Vienna. Actually, this is my second time calling you. And also thanks for talking about the things we just talked about, these wider issues about masculinity. And I think, yeah, we need to talk more about these things. So thanks for that. And specifically, I had called about this girl I had met, and we had a very nice conversation. But after that, I don't know if you remember, but after that, she went away for like 3 weeks. And she is back now. And I actually texted her about meeting up, but she basically said she was busy and did not suggest any alternate time. So what I want to ask now is, do you think it's over, or should I give it another shot? Or
long story short, if a woman is not responding to you, and wanting to meet up with you and doesn't offer an alternate time, and you've tried, she's not interested, you need to move on. Don't idealize. Don't idealize a specific woman, please. Please, you're wasting your time, okay?
Right. Yeah. I guess that's what I needed to hear.
That's what you need to hear. I
That's
know
one of the
we need to
things
hear it.
we need to learn. Yeah.
We need to hear it. I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. You're going to need to hear it over and over. I would repeat it to yourself over and over and over. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Got it.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for calling.
Cool. Yeah. But thanks again for talking about these things. Have a nice day.
Have a good one, man. Thanks for calling us for a second time. Awesome.
Thanks. Bye.
Cool. All right. So, what's going on? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Becky, and I am 39, which I don't think you should be allowed to ask me that.
Becky, you're the first female caller here on Yes. I don't know if a lot of women really know about Tripp Advice. According to the statistics, only 9 to 10% of the views on my channel are actual females. So welcome, and thank you for coming to. How did you find Tripp Advice, being that you are a female?
Well, I actually got really frustrated with not being able to find role models of how to be feminine, how to surrender, those kind of things that I just loved. And also not finding men that really would allow me to do that. If I tried to be submissive, if I tried to be feminine, I don't know, they just couldn't handle it. And they try to dominate me and force me. And I'm like, no, that's not what we're doing. I will be feminine, but you're not going to, not going to be harmful.
They force you to do what? They force you to do what?
So a lot of men think that women want men to be aggressive and forceful and dominating. And I'm sure some do, but a real feminine woman that's mature, I want you to lead. I want you to tell me what we're doing after you've earned my trust. But I don't want you to force me, like I'm an object. Does that make sense?
Yes. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you're coming across men that are doing that. That feels, actually, it's funny because that sounds like a guy might say, oh, that sounds like a confident guy. He's really going after what he wants. But a guy who's being over assertive or over aggressive, I believe, might be compensating for a lack of confidence because he's scared that he might not get what he's looking for, so he has to try too hard.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that big thing with earning trust. If you haven't earned the trust, you don't want a woman who lets you tell her what to do if you haven't earned the trust. You just don't. Absolutely, 100% don't do it. But once you've earned my trust, I'm yours. Like, tell me what we're doing. Like, when we're married, I'm into the, sexual relationships after you're married. Once we're married and you have earned my trust, you come home and you take me and you say, this is what we're doing now. We're going to the bedroom. We're doing this. I will love it. Absolutely love it.
So then,
I'm smiling just thinking about it.
So then this begs the question, how does a man earn your trust? Because trust is a vague word, right? So help us understand, what is it on a tangible level? Like, what is a guy doing where you're like, oh, he's earning my trust?
Ooh, yes, great question. So you kind of do this. So last time I was in the chat, there were some people who were not happy about me being there, and you stepped in. You said, no, we're not behaving this way. This is how we're behaving, not treating this woman this way. And I was like, oh, wow. This man just protected me. I mean, he's showing that he will use his power and his authority to protect me, to take care of me, and listen to me. You listened to the fact that people were being harmful to me. And I immediately was like, wow, I'm really trusting this person. And so I came back.
So how would a guy be able to do that on a date? Or when he meets you?
On a date. Okay.
Or when he approaches you, anything like that.
Okay, so if I were on a date with a man and I had no trust yet because I didn't know him yet, first date, if he talked about just casual things and how he treated other people, how he treated me, does he open the door for me? Does he try to anticipate what I might want? Because that shows me he cares and he's thinking about me so he can protect me, so he can respect me. Those actions really, it is that simple, right? It's just that simple. If he's thinking about what I need, what I'm feeling, does he notice if I'm nervous? And if I am, does he ask me, hey, what do you need? And when I say, hey, I don't really feel comfortable here, okay, well, let's go to another restaurant. I'm immediately going to feel protected. I mean, it's just,
So
that's going to feel great.
it sounds like when you're listened to, you feel respected.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes, attentive to how I'm experiencing what's happening and then acting on that.
So have you ever been in a situation, you said you're 39, and I know women don't like to talk about their age, but in this case, I believe it's very important because it shows us kind of where you are at in your life, and that's why I asked the guys too, right? It's like we want to know what age you are because certain people have had certain experiences. So you're 39, which means, and I'm guessing you're single, right?
I am, yeah.
Okay, so you probably had a lot of experiences with dating and relationships, yes or no?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Have you been married?
I have, and I met that person when I hated myself, and so I found somebody who hated me, and when I learned to love myself, he couldn't handle that, and I left. I was like, I'm sorry, this isn't how it's going to work, and I left.
Interesting. So how are you meeting men now?
How am I meeting them now? Well, I am looking at what kind of relationship I want, and I'm making myself that person. And I want to be with a masculine man. I want a man who's going to say, I know what's going on, and I'm going to lead you. And I want to go, yes, I will follow. And I just say that, and I start blushing. And so I need to be in a place where, I'm not shaming them. Instead of saying, why can't you do this? I say, hey, when this happens, I feel hurt. But that requires a man who says, that hurts you, I'll take care of it. Not, that hurts you, you're an emotional woman. I can't stand people like you. That's kind of where that trust gets built or lost.
So I'm curious, because I don't talk much about this on the channel because I'm not coaching women, but how as a woman do you try to display your femininity? So you're talking about the ways a man can display his masculinity and that attracts you. What are the ways that you try and display your feminine side to attract a man? And then before you answer that, I'm curious, do you listen to any other dating coaches for women on YouTube or podcast or anything like that, like Matthew Hussey or any of those people?
Oh, I love Matthew Hussey. I absolutely love him because he tells women, stop selling yourself short. Stop accepting less. You are important. And when I show up that way, I feel like that's what men need from women. You need a woman who can stand up and say, you know what? I know who I am, and I'm okay with that. And this makes me sad when this happens, so that a man can be like, oh, I know what's happening now. Now I can protect her, or I can tell her I care. And I forgot your other part of your question.
How do you display your femininity? How do you try to attract a man?
How I attract a man is I let them know I'm interested. I tell them, hey, I really like what you're doing. I love what you're doing. And in fact, I'm swooning over what's happening. I love this. And I tell them that. And if a man is not interested enough to say, hey, this woman really is interested in me, and then go, hey, let's make this more, then he's not my man. Because he doesn't see me and go, ooh, I like that. And I want to be with a man who's going to look at me and go, I want that.
But tell me more about how do you display your feminine side?
How I do it more is if
you said you show some interest, right? You said you show some interest. You let them know what you like. Guys do like that because a lot of guys are kind of lost. What else?
If a man is trying to talk to me, I know people who are angry with men will call it mansplaining. I listen. If a man wants to tell me, hey, this is how you do this thing, and I'm going to tell you the right way, and I already know how to do it, I don't care. I love it. I love that this man just stopped his world, looked at me, focused on something he knew or thought I needed, and he's talking to me, and I'll be like, you know what? Thank you so much. I can use this advice you've given me, and it's going to help me. Thank you. And so I give admiration. I openly say, I really like what you're doing. I smile, those kind of things.
Cool. So you're receiving. You're open to receiving, which is actually a very feminine quality. That's what it sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. Tell all your friends. Spread the word.
I am.
Very nice. Becky, I got to open the lineup to other guys, but thank you for being the
Yeah.
first female caller, and thank you for joining us in the lives. And what is it that you do that you're able to be here in the afternoon joining us? I'm just curious.
Well, it literally just so happened I got back from an appointment, and I was on my phone to schedule another appointment, and the alert came up. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just go ahead and click on it since I have a few minutes. So here I am.
Awesome. Thanks, Becky. Thanks for joining us. And I think we have some more respectful guys around this time as opposed to last time. So I think you're in good hands.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Take care. Look at that. Wish we had some more female callers. Becky, you're very sweet. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Guys, if you want to call in, we got some time here. We got 21 minutes left. 310-598-3384. The number is in the description, and we can talk to you and answer your questions. I think it was nice, though, to have a female caller in just to give her perspective and hear how she's experiencing feminine, masculine, things like that. All right, we got a call. Hello, you're on the air. Your name, age, where are you calling from?
Hi, Tripp. My name is Alejandro. I'm 20 years old, and I'm from Canada, St. Catharines.
Cool, man. What's your question? What's up?
So, I saw your live chat, and I was instantly intrigued by what you were talking about, feelings and opening up to women. And I instantly thought of a recent kind of relationship that I had with a girl this past summer.
Cool, let's talk about it.
So I'll tell you just a quick recap of how it happened and how this relates to what you were talking about.
All right, give us the details, but also be succinct. Okay?
Be what?
Succinct. Do
Sure.
you know what that means?
So
okay,
I actually met this girl online, and we matched on Tinder, and I chatted for her for a little while, and she showed some interest, and then we didn't talk for, I'm going to say, like 6 months. Like, we just didn't message each other at all. And then on Instagram, I noticed she was still following me, and I figured, hey, this girl's probably still interested if she's still, watching my stories and liking my photos and stuff. And so I messaged her again after a couple of months, and we met up. And this girl, I looked at the pictures of her, and I thought she was like maybe like an 8, like she like just that normal attract. She was absolutely beautiful, like a 10. And honestly, I would not have been able to attract this girl if I didn't listen to advice from like guys from you or like other YouTube channels. But anyways, long story short, it ended up working out. We went on so many dates. We went out for like about a month, and we had sex like many times, and it was great. And I came across this problem that you were telling me. I actually suffer from like depression and anxiety, and I wanted to connect with this girl and tell her about my feelings, about my struggles and stuff. And I came across this dilemma because I thought, you know what, women are attracted to confidence and guys that have their shit together. So I thought, like, if I tell this girl about my depression and stuff, will she not be attracted to me? And what I actually found is when I told her about my anxiety, she actually opened up and told me that she had anxiety too. And so that actually got us to connect even closer, because she was telling me about all her problems, things that she was going through, and I told her about mine. And that got us close together. And even after I opened up and told her, hey, I didn't even finish high school. I take medication for depression, and she was still super attracted to me and still had feelings for me and was still having sex with me after all that. And I think the reason why that happened is because when I opened up, I didn't see it as a sign of weakness. I actually saw that as a sign of strength. The fact that was able to man up and not be insecure about the fact that I'm depressed. Does that make sense?
It does. So it ended, or you guys are still together?
It ended.
Why do you think it ended, or why did it end?
It ended because she found so we were not in a relationship. We were just talking, and she kept her options open. She ended up seeing another guy, and she was more attracted to him than she was to me. And she ended up leaving me, and it was really crushing. Like, I even like cried in front of her when she told me and everything. It was awful.
Well, so you don't have any idea. You don't have any idea of why it ended. What did she say to you?
So basically, everything. She told me that she had feelings for me and everything was going well. But then when she started seeing this other guy and like she went on a date with him, she told me that she's lost feelings for me at the same time that she started catching feelings for this other guy. And it surprised me because I actually saw pictures of him and he was pretty freaking ugly. And I'm like, damn. It didn't matter the fact that I was better looking than this guy. It was the fact that I guess he showed more confidence than I did or something. But when it came to the whole feelings part that you were talking about showing strength or versus being vulnerable question, and it's a very good topic that you brought up. Yeah.
Okay. So here are my thoughts on it right now. I'm still kind of trying to figure this out a little bit, but I have some thoughts on it. I just think this is what I said earlier. Okay, is that anxiety as well?
Yeah, both.
Okay. Are you on medication for it? Like, is it that intense?
Yeah, I am. And she also was on medication for anxiety too. And so that it brought us closer together. I know we had a good connection talking about it.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of my words here. I want to really explain this as best as I can.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So I'll get to the connection part in a second. Like, I don't doubt that the fact that you guys both had it did in some way bring you closer together. Like, that did happen, right? Because that's natural, right? Two people connecting on something, especially something that's very specific and relatable. It's like, wow, you have this thing that I experienced too. Like, boom, that can connect two people.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But
so
it didn't turn me off at all, the fact that she had anxiety. And
that's the thing. It's different. It's different. Men and women are different, right? So in that short term, I can understand how that brought you closer, and even close enough where you guys were just like having lots of sex and you just felt really connected. But I believe in the long term of a try, and I might change my mind on this, but this is kind of what I'm thinking now. Is like in the long term of attraction and things like that, the fact that you have those issues inherently is not attractive. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's just agree on that. It's not like if she were to see a guy who doesn't have depression and anxiety, and a guy who does, and she doesn't know them at all, who's she going to pick? Who would you pick, right?
Probably the person who's got their shit together.
And I'll even say this, is that she might consciously go, well, no, either is fine, and maybe I do want the guy who also has it because we can connect. But on a primal level, she's not going to be attracted to it. So this begs the question now, like, well, what do you do? Like, are you just not attractive as a guy anymore because you have that? No, not at all. But if you guys are having multiple conversations on this weakness that you have, right? And again, I'm not blaming you for this. I'm not even shaming you for it. It's everyone has their own problems, but it inherently is a weakness. It's something that is a handicap in a sense, right? And specifically a handicap that is the opposite of a confident male. Now, does that mean that you're screwed? You're not attractive to women? Hang on one second. Does that mean you're screwed and not attractive? No, that's fine. But if you display that over and over and over again, and you guys talk about it, on that primal level, it's not going to be attractive to her. It just is not. So then what do you do? What do you do if you have that sort of handicap or emotional weakness? What are you supposed to do? Well,
Yeah.
it's not like you have to hold it in. You know, like if you decide to date someone seriously and get married, what are you going to hide your medication for the rest of your life? Like, that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah,
But
they have to know.
But
right?
it's good to know that, well, first of all, it's not even something that you have to bring up when you first start seeing someone. That's not even necessary. And if they get upset with you for that, that's ridiculous. So it's not something you have to talk about right away. You know, if she brings it up,
Well,
you can say something
I
like, oh,
told her
yeah,
right
I
away.
deal with that too. But you have to have it under control. Because it's not, it's just not attractive if you have an issue that's not under control. So if you're always having conversations about the anxiety and this and that, I'm not saying hold those in. I'm not saying like you need to be stoic. But I'm saying maybe talking to your partner and trying to get her to help you isn't the best thing to do. I think it'd be better to talk to a therapist. That's the ultimate, really, is have therapy and a psychiatrist to help you with that and to deal with those things on your own. And from the very rare occasion, to bring those up, I think it's fine. But it's just not going to be attractive to a woman if those things are overtaking you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Now, the reason why I told her about these feelings right away is because last summer, I talked with a girl for about the same amount of time, for like a month. I actually lost my virginity to her. I think I was 18 or 19 then. And I did not tell her about any of my anxiety, none of my depression. I kind of just showed that everything was good, while on the inside, like, I definitely had depression. I didn't tell her anything about that. And we did. It was going well, but then the exact same thing happened. Another guy came along, and she ended up leaving me for him. And I felt like, you know what, maybe if I had told this girl more about myself, maybe I might have, I don't know, I felt like maybe that would bring more of a connection to us, like the fact that I have nothing to hide. And so that's what I did with this girl. I showed her every part of me.
You used false logic there, okay? So you're literally, it feels to me you're only picking one thing, like you're only picking one specific thing that happened, and you're saying, with this logic, like, oh, that's the reason. But I don't think that was necessarily the reason. There could have been a lot of reasons why she wasn't interested in you, and I doubt it's you holding things in. I don't know what it was. It's hard to say, but I don't think that was necessarily the reason why she wasn't interested, because you didn't be super vulnerable with her.
Yeah. So basically my dilemma moving forward is, now the next time I'm going to, go out with a girl or ask her out on a date and start going out, how much of my problems, how many emotions should I show? I don't know. What would you do?
Well, it depends what you mean by emotions. Like, your problems, I don't think you should be talking. I don't think you should be talking about your problems to a woman that you're.
So the most fascinating
really,
thing that I found
really
about
at all,
this
like really at all, like I just don't think you should be talking about your problems to a woman. I mean, of course, like life happens and intense things happen, and you can't be stoic about everything. Maybe someone in your family passes away, unfortunately, or something really intense happens. You don't have to, hold in your tears. Like, you're still human, but
Well, I also balanced it out. Like, I'm not just a mess. Like, there's a lot of really great things about me that I used to attract to this woman. Like, I have a good sense of humor. I can be witty. Like, I play the piano, which I actually played for her, and it really turned her on, I guess. And like, I met some of her friends, and like, we hung out. So like, I have a lot to offer. And I was just honest about the fact that I had depression. And, I was fascinated in the fact that I was able to open up, and we were still having sex. We were still going out on dates, and she opened up to me, and everything was going fine. It's just like, she ended up finding another guy that she ended up liking more than me. And so it's just like, all right, whatever.
It's probably because it sounds like a lot of your relationship, like the connection, was founded on this concept or idea or reality, really, that you have this depression and anxiety. Would you say that that was something that took over at least 40% of your conversations, even 30% or more?
Oh, no, that was just a small part of it. I'm just saying, I opened up and I thought that it was relevant that I told the story to you. I thought this would help other
So you're
guys.
saying that you opened up one time and it never came up ever again?
No. We actually, one time she had a really bad day and she called me and she talked to me on the phone for like an hour about her anxiety. I gave her advice, and I gave her advice from my own experiences. And then once in a while we would talk about, actually one time we were hanging out and I had a bit of an anxiety attack and she was there with me. And then everything was just fine, like a few minutes later. And everything was going just fine, But, if there's any advice that I could give to guys about opening up to a woman about your emotions and being vulnerable, it would be, when you are being vulnerable, don't see it as weakness. You have to own it. Don't see it as a sign of strength, the fact that you have the confidence to show a woman this side of you, and don't be insecure about it. If a woman can see that you're able to be vulnerable around her and it doesn't matter and you don't care what she thinks, then that's the type of vulnerability that I think that women are looking for.
I don't know. I just can't. I don't know if I 100% agree with that. I don't know if I 100% agree with that. Yeah, I think it's more something that maybe they say they want, but once they see it, it's just not that attractive.
Well, women are saying it, and I did it.
Yeah,
and this was still attractive to me.
But then it ended, didn't it?
It did.
Again, I'm not saying that's the reason it ended. I don't know the intricacies of her life and your life and what happened, but I don't think it helped. I
just thought I'd share my story.
So. No, thank you. And by the way, you're right in the sense that, no, guys, do not feel shame for having anxiety, for having depression. Like, don't feel bad about having problems. What I'm saying is, I don't know if your woman is the person to vomit that out to. I don't know if that she's the one that you should be saying all that stuff to. You should be talking to a therapist about that and solving them. So I'm not saying, men, you have problems, you're fucking weak, you're a pussy, you suck. I'm saying
that's not true at all.
It's not true. What I'm saying is, still, those emotional weaknesses aren't necessarily attractive to a woman. Like, it's more, it's you know what I'm saying? It just.
Yeah, so you need to fix those problems on the side. And
what I would say to you, what was your name again, man?
Alejandro, it's Spanish.
Okay, Alejandro, if I were you, I would stop dating until you have this under control. So, I don't know. I don't know much about anxiety and depression to the point where I can speak too much about it. It might be something that you're just going to live with forever. I don't think it's something you necessarily solve and it's gone. But I do believe that it's something that you need to have under control, whether it's going to be medication or it's going to be therapy. But I believe that you should work on that stuff so you have a solid foundation and a solid emotional state, so then you can be prepared for a relationship, because a relationship is only going to make that stuff harder, because relationships are tough and they can bring out anxiety and things like that.
It literally made my self-esteem so low. Like, I felt so terrible about myself because I'm like, wow, this girl left me for another guy. It happened again. And then it just made me feel even more bad. So like, the next time I go out with a girl, it's like, man, I'm not going to get attached right away. I'm not going to open up right away as fast as I did last time, because, I don't want to get hurt. And at the same time, I don't want to waste a girl's time,
Also, what is the benefit of telling a woman that? I mean, some guys might say, well, we can connect. Well, there's a lot of ways to connect with somebody. I don't think that's the reason why I opened up
is because I didn't want to have anything to hide. I wanted this girl to know about me, and that way when I'm with her, I'm at ease and I'm fully confident because I have nothing to hide, and this girl knows about who I am, and I can be truly authentic around her. And that's what girls are attracted to, being yourself, being authentic.
They're
And I
attracted,
felt
they're,
that
but
she knew all of this
they're
about me.
attracted to a guy who has that stuff under control. Okay. So if I were you, I would work on these issues hardcore. So then in the future, when you get into a relationship, no, you don't have to hide it, but it doesn't have to be this long, lengthy conversation. She can know that, yeah, this is something you deal with, but you got it handled. That is sexy. But that should be the truth, by the way. You know, a lot of guys can just take that concept and lie.
I think I was able to keep this girl around for more than about a month, because it wasn't just depression that we talked, we went on drives and listened to music. We went to the movies, we went bowling. I hung out with her friends. You know, we had fun. We watched movies together, and I played the piano for her. And once in a while we talked about depression and stuff, and I didn't see any issue with that. And just another guy came around that I guess didn't have the issues I did and was more confident, but it wouldn't have worked out anyways because she was going away to school. But you know, just the fact that
I want to be very clear here. It's not that you don't know he didn't have those issues. You have no idea what this guy is like. So don't shame yourself. That's, again, be careful, because you're shaming yourself by saying that. Don't shame yourself by saying he didn't have those issues. I did. It's about how did he deal with those things if he had those things? Did he make any part of the relationship about his weaknesses, so to speak, or I should say the things that wouldn't be attractive to a woman? So,
by the way, I just wanted to say thank you for all the videos that you post on YouTube. When I found your YouTube channel, it opened up so much to me. Before I saw stuff like this, it's just not yours. There are other YouTube channels that I watched about attraction, and before I started learning about all this stuff, my love life was shit. When I was in high school, grade 9, 10, 11, I didn't have a single girlfriend. But as soon as I started watching videos like yours and stuff on the internet, I instantly started having success with women, and I think this is knowledge that all guys should have. So you're doing a great thing, and
thanks,
thank
man.
you so much.
Thanks, Alejandro. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on today and being vulnerable with us. This is a good space for you to do that. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
we got to move on here because we're at the top of the hour. But thanks for calling in, and good luck with everything.
For sure. See you, Tripp.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Wow, that went really fast. Holy cow, we're already at 1 p.m. Central. Guys, good lessons today. Good things to think about. Really, we went pretty deep. And yeah, I guess closing words on some of those thoughts are just remember what attraction is and how it works. You can't fight that biology. But also remember that if you have your own issues, you're not a pussy, you're not weak, you're not a loser, but you are a loser if you don't try to fix that stuff. And I get it. Sometimes some things are so tough that they're unfixable because you're in this dark hole of depression and anxiety, and it's so bad that you can't get out of it. So I'm not calling you a loser, but I'm really just trying to say to you, hey, do your best to try to fix some of these things and be as strong mentally as you can before you decide to find a woman. That's going to be better for you, better for her. So there you go. Yeah, I'm going live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time, talking about some new topics. Guys, the Irresistible Academy, I know we're at the top of the hour. I didn't close it right now, but I want to leave it open for the next 10 minutes while we kind of close out here. The link is in the description, okay? www.trippadvice.com/stream special. I'll put a link there to in the chat box there. I'm just reading some of the comments. Yes, I do love my job. Thank you. Appreciate it. Becky, thanks for calling. Cool to have the first female caller in Tripp Advice history. Maybe we'll talk to you next week. And yeah, so I want to show you guys something really cool, so we can give you a little bit of a dive into, let's see here, into the Irresistible Academy. So check this out. This is the members area of Tripp Advice. So for the next 10 minutes, I'll leave it open. The $1 trial. So this is what it looks like here. I know it ended, but we went over in time. So as long as I'm still live, it's still available to you. It's $1 for 14 days and payments of $47 per month. But what is the Irresistible Academy? So here's my members area. Here's the Irresistible Academy. And here's the whole deal with it. So if you join today, you will get month 1 plus the bonus. The bonus is a over 2-hour seminar I did with RSD Brad that you're going to learn about how to meet and attract women. Some really practical stuff that you can go out and use today. Month 1, you're going to get my advanced attraction techniques, which I do not talk about on my YouTube channel, and then how to implement them. A private interview only available to you with this guy who slept with over 1,000 women. I'm not condoning that you do that, but I do think that you should listen to how he did it because he obviously knows how to attract women. So something worked, and we talk about that. I give you a friction point. Every month you get a new friction point. A friction point is something in your personality that's causing friction that's not allowing you to be attractive to women. And then every single month you get an Inside Her Mind where I do interviews with women and you get to go inside of her mind and find out what she's thinking. Kind of like we did with Becky today. And then every month you get a new very powerful technique-based practical advice topic. So month 2, you're going to love this. Full out how to be charismatic, okay? So I talk about it for an hour, then give you the implementation plan on how to do it. Like jam-packed with techniques. That's month 2. We talk about disqualifiers, things that disqualify you from being more attractive to women in month 3. The most important moments that matter, month 4. Style, conversation techniques, how to be popular. I mean, really, this is gold. This whole program is gold. The Irresistible Academy is my academy that teaches you everything about how to be an irresistible man. So join us. Join us today. I'll leave it open for the next 5 minutes till 1:10 Central Time. It's $1 today. So I hope you can join us. Let me go to the chat real quick and see what's going on. The link is in the description, trippadvice.com/stream special. So please go there and join us. I am live tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be doing the stream special tomorrow. Probably not. We'll see. So link in the description, link here in the chat room. Join me and many other members. Guys, so cool to have you here today. What a great day. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody. For the next 4 minutes, I'll leave it open for you to join us in the Irresistible Academy. Peace out. More cool topics tomorrow. I appreciate you. I appreciate the callers. The link is in the description. Or the link is right here in the chat. So go get it. Join me. Thank you, everybody. Over and out.